The weather gods and the football gods had dinner together last night, and they said, how can we make this the best Sunday ever? So a cloudless sky, the ocean in the backdrop, WIN Stadium, rivalry round, the Dragons versus the Sharks. It doesn't get any bigger than this. And it's a big game for both these sides this afternoon. Joined in commentary here by Jamie Soward, the injured 5'8" for the St George Illawarra Dragons. Firstly, Jamie, what's the injury? Why have you pulled out of this one?
I was kicking yesterday and just had back spasms, so should be all right next week, but I just wasn't able to get up today.
Tough year for the Dragons. Their defence has been outstanding in just about every game I've seen, but you're struggling to get that try to get the win each week.
Yeah, we are. I think a couple of times we've been one or two passes away from scoring lots of points, but unfortunately when that's happening, it's the whole team affects it.
All right, and they're in a positive frame of mind coming into today's game?
Yeah, definitely. We realise that the next 8 weeks are vital for us, and we're looking forward to a win today.
All right, let's have a look at the Dragons as they line up this afternoon, and the iSelect team cards. At fullback is Jason Nightingale, on the wings Brett Morris and Daniel Vito. The centres, Chase Stanley and Matt Cooper. The halves combination, Kyle Stanley replaces Jamie Soward. Ben Hornby is the captain. In the back row, Beau Scott, Jack DeBellin and Ben Creagh. Up front, Dan Hunt, Mitch Rain, Trent Merrin. The interchange bench, Dean Young, Nathan Feen, Josh Miller and Matt Pryor. They're coached by Stephen Price. Now, the Sharks have been in outstanding form. They're sitting up there very high on the ladder. What do you see as their great strengths?
Wade Graham. I think his performances over the last month, stepping up and filling Gal's role while he's been injured has been outstanding. So he's definitely a danger player for them today.
They're another team that build their game on defence. I mean, their attack is scintillating, but they're getting the job done at the moment.
Yeah, they are. They're just competing. I think they're like the Broncos. They'll hang in there for 80 minutes and they just compete the whole game. So hopefully we get the win today.
All right, let's see how they line up for this afternoon's big clash here in Wollongong. At fullback, Matthew Wright. On the wings, Isaac Gordon and Nathan Stapleton. The centre pairing, Ben Pomeroy and Colin Best. In the halves, Todd Carney and the very underrated but going well, Jeff Robson. The back row, Andrew Fafita. Wade Graham's the captain, Jason Bakuya. Up front, Bryce Gibbs, Isaac DeGoyce, Ben Ross. The interchange bench, John Green, Mark Tafua, John Morris, Anthony Tupou. They're coached by Shane Flanagan.
Our thanks to Jamie Soward for coming on board today. It's obviously very disappointing to miss this clash in rivalry round. The Sharks on the back of playing a 90-minute contest last Monday against the Roosters. And what a milestone for Wade Graham, captaining the side last Monday and again today, just 21 years of age. And that puts him in some amazing company over the years when you're talking about young captains, going all the way back to Dave Brown as a 19-year-old. Indeed, Gus Gould at 20 was skipper of Penrith. And Wade Graham at 21 leading the Sharks in what has been the best form of his career as well. To couple with the fact that he's been elevated to leading this team in the absence of both Paul Gallen and Jeremy Smith. And he is fired up. No wins for the Sharks here since 1989. In fact, 9 straight defeats. Just against St George Illawarra, but against the Illawarra Steelers all those years back. So a bogey ground for them. And St George Illawarra, with a win last night of the Tigers over Penrith, they now find themselves 4 points out of the top 8. Their coach Steve Price said, look, it's not a grand final today, but it's very, very important. They have to start a run, and it may as well be today against the Sharks, who are right at the moment in the side, the top 4. With Jamie Soward out, Kyle Stanley into the side. The big change this week, Nightingale back to fullback, and Brett Morris reverts to his origin position on the wing. He's been there since around about round 3 this year against the Tigers at fullback.
Is there a monitor upstairs at all?
So a lot to look forward to in this one.
You can come down here and watch it.
This epitomises rivalry round when you get the Sharks against the Dragons.
That's right.
Round 19 here in the Telstra Premiership. Sharks get us underway, and the southerly blowing, and it's shot over the head of Nightingale from the kickoff. An absolute, was there any way of putting it other than stuff up?
Stay behind, guys.
Yeah, came forward and realised, whoops, it's going over my head. The post was in the way, and there's the reaction. Spoke to Steve Price this morning saying the move was made as an offensive one because of the short and long passing game that he has as we get underway from the line drop out, and it's only a 30-metre one.
And the Sharks coming into today on 25 competition points. Last year, 28 got you a spot in the top 8. And 34 made the top 4. So it's exciting times to follow the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks as Robson takes him left with Carney. Nice ball, quickly on for Best. And tackled 12 metres away from the line by Kyle Stanley. And a dummy half goes Stapleton. Strong defence, the Dragons. Just 8 metres away from their line. Early test for them. Unexpectedly, having been hoping to receive the kickoff. Nice hands, Ross and Robson. And then put down by Bakuya. And Cooper comes up with it for the Dragons. And that is a real let-off. St George Illawarra back with the ball. In home timber and hardware Sunday football from Wynn Stadium in Wollongong. And these two sides, when they met earlier this year, it was a win to the Sharks. Not since 2008 have they won 2 games in the one season against their neighbours. Sandwiched in between St George and the Illawarra. Here's Hornby. Back up as far as the 40-metre line. Settle down. De Goyce made the tackle. Rain onto him. Cole Stanley hit hard there by Graham. That is a feature of his play. Graham, as Rain takes off now. He had DeBellum there in support. Pass has just popped up. Nightingale has got the ball. One-handed carry. And away goes Jason Nightingale. And now that's come loose and play on again the court. So it continues for Stanley. What a big set this is for the Dragons. They're now just 10 away from the Sharks line. Last tackle, Rain to Hornby. Hornby runs it right up, puts the kick in. Will chase through. But right was there for the Sharks. End-to-end action to start this match.
And Colin Best brings it out now, and a lot of space afforded to the Dragons' attack there. No great speed to the defensive line of the Sharks as Gibbs brings it forward. And they went the length of the field comfortably.
Much of this ground in the shadows. The kick-off as we go to the sideline in the shadows. Brad Fittler.
You mentioned the shadows, Vossi. I'm sure it wasn't a winger or a fullback that designed this new grandstand on the western side of the grounds. We shoot down the right-hand side with Todd Carney. Have a look at all the shadows. That's going to play havoc as the ball's kicked out into corners towards wingers and centres. And conditions as a southerly, a firm southerly, obviously coming down, which I've mentioned before, from the south. It should help the Dragons in the second half.
Yeah, most southerlies do, Freddie. In my memory, anyway. Covering matches down here.
They've nearly always come from the south.
They have.
Southerlies,
Dave Middleton will check the stats for us just to sign off on that.
He did preface it by saying that it's been said before, and he was...
That's it. Anyway, we've established it as it's a nice team effort here. It's good to we could all throw knives into Freddie with his first cross. Rain with the ball, 38 metres away from the line. Hornby started the game in good shape, and there's DeBellum. Tackled low down by Bryce Gibbs, who was sensational against the Roosters. Dragons with Nightingale, 20 metres out from the line, and it's offloaded. Stanley's there, that's Chase Stanley. Just 9 metres away, and Cronulla, enormous pressure on the visitors here. Kyle Stanley off the outside of the boot. It misses the upright. There was a chance for Hornby. I reckon he's had a dive and miss. And the Sharks have forced it.
Just offside,
But
medal.
I was convinced on first viewing Hornby had a clean crack at it.
I said to Jamie Soward in the preview to this match, you know, the Dragons have scored less points. How close is that? The Dragons have scored less points than any team in the NRL. I said, what's the problem? He said, we really can't put our finger on it, but it is quite obvious they've come here with a free spirit today. There's balls being unloaded and everyone's charging onto the ball. There's dummies and short passes. This is very, very different from the Dragons.
He did a really good job. Sorry, Aussie Todd Carney there. He was in trouble. He just got enough body position to put Hornby away from the football, and he did it very subtly.
I was just going to say, Dan Hunt, they're Larry boots for a front rower. And you go back every time you see them, you think poor Chenga Langland, 75, has to live with the white boots. And you see front rowers in those boots today as the Dragons left with Cooper. Strong battle that side of the field today. Pomeroy against the former international in Matt Cooper. This is Trent Merrin. And a lovely offload around the corner. Beautiful stuff. That may well have been the 75 grand final and beats him. And now Hunter's offloaded to Hornby. Then for Stanley. Out it comes for Chase Stanley. Miracle ball. Flick pass over the sideline.
Well, there it is. There's confirmation. The Dragons are just here to be a free spirit this afternoon and let the ball go. Some beautiful offloading, quick passing, and at the end of it, well, I'm not going to die wondering. There it is. Unfortunately, it lands in the crowd. But there is a different attitude about the home side this afternoon.
Yeah, not good for Kyle Stanley here. In Freddie's pass the ball on the Sunday Footy Show. That pass from Stanley probably would have hit the Elephants trainer. It was a wide one. We'll take a break in Sunday football. No score, Dragons and Sharks.
Tonight, 6:30.
They're singing for themselves, they're singing for you, and they're singing for our kids in need.
This is our chance to give something back.
Australia's favourite voices are coming together. Reaching Out, a special event tonight, 6:30 on 9.
Phil hasn't got much between the ears because he paid over 35 grand for a new 4x2 dual cab when the Great Wall Ute is just $22,990 on road and the diesel's only $2 grand more. They're loaded with features and they're great.
As your Ashley and Martin consultant, consider me your personal trainer. I've experienced hair loss, so I'm with you every step of the way. Your success is my success. So call today and enjoy the confidence.
Millions of Australians have recently been provided with an initial payment to help with everyday expenses through the Australian Government's Household Assistance Package. Now, if you're an individual taxpayer earning less than $80,000 a year, you'll benefit from the next part of this package through tax cuts. From the 1st of July 2012, you'll pay less tax with the tax-free threshold tripling to $18,200. Also, if you currently receive a government payment for families and parents, seniors or individuals, increases to payments will come into effect between March next year and early 2014. For more information on how it might assist you, visit australia.gov.au. The Household Assistance Package, benefiting those who need it most.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
With Coles Car Insurance, if you're 30 or over and live in Sydney, you're guaranteed to save at least $100 when you switch from a comprehensive NRMA, AAMI or GAO policy to Coles Comprehensive Car Insurance. So switch today at colesinsurance.com.au.
Fresh Patch. New from Duck. A stick-on strip that's so discreet, you'll barely know it's there. Keeping your toilet clean and fresh for up to 100 flushes. The new Fresh Patch from Duck.
I became an underwater filmmaker at 14 so I could show people what sharks are really like and why they're so important to our oceans. I've been diving my whole life in oceans all around the world. Swimming with sharks is natural for me. I've never needed a cage. I've never been afraid. I want people to see what I see. Sharks are my purpose. This is my path now.
We wanted to know if our new Sweet Sesame Crunch chicken was just as good as we think it is. So to be really sure, we thought we'd ask the town of experts. So we've come to Kentucky, New South Wales.
G'day.
You want some chicken? Freshly prepared, crispy chicken with a sweet Asian style glaze and roasted sesame seeds.
Yeah, lovely and crunchy.
Yeah, just a different flavour.
You know, you keep licking your fingers and it tastes fantastic.
We should have a KFC right there.
Try it for just $2.
I spent most of my life in the building industry. I knew that the share market would go up and down, but back then I could afford to wait for the market to come good.
Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going.
But it's different in retirement. The bills don't wait for the market to recover. Now that I'm living off my super, I'll be lucky if it lasts until I'm 75.
Future-proof your retirement with a Challenger annuity for safe, reliable retirement income.
My son, the monster.
He should have spared the last bullet for himself.
A father's guilty secret. 60 Minutes tonight.
A big setback for St George Illawarra. Stanley off to the dressing rooms just 5.5 minutes in. And it was in an exciting attacking rush. And, well, there you go, untouched. The leg's gone. In passing.
They always seem to be the worst one when there's no one around. Nathan Fiend coming into the game in jersey 14.
Absolute track here. And Best has the ball for the Sharks when they clashed earlier this year. I dare say it's the best game Colin Best has had all year. He was so good in the win by the Sharks. Now De Gois on with Ross, a former Dragon, lifted up. He was headed for a faceplant there here at Wynn for a moment. Interesting look at the ground, and now Fafita in the back row today. No Jeremy Smith, no Gallen. Fafita strong last Monday night, and this kick from Carney, that's from outside the 30, on the full to Nightingale. And back will come Jason, and in fact we can go straight to Freddie with a report on Cole Stanley. Freddie?
Mate, just speaking to the St George trainer, Drew Gray, he said initial fears, mate, ACL, not good at all.
Indeed. His brother Chase had a knee reconstruction after round 1 last year when he was at Melbourne, and that was coming back from a shoulder reconstruction from the previous year. So the brothers between them would think they've had their share of bad luck now. Here is Hunt with the ball. Lovely low tackle front on by De Gois there. 30 metres away from the line, out skips Rain for Hornby. Build up is strong with Nightingale. Now for Cooper. Cooper offloading, and Morris heads back infield with a jig and a flick. Hornby's got the ball. And St George Illawarra on the last tackle, 13 away from the Cronulla line. This is attack with Gayabed as Fiend goes to the right side. Rain with a dummy. The hooker will score. Mitch Rain, a double last game against Canberra.
6 tackle, just make sure he didn't
get
get
the first try here against Cronulla. A much improved player. And a wonderful run to the line there.
And despite the punctuation of play as Kyle Stanley left the field, the Dragons continue to be all over the Sharks. We're just looking to see where he grounded it. Yeah, he grounded it early, but he's got enough control when he gets over the line. And that has been coming. Mitch Rain, a really good defender as well. Front on. He's not a big man, but he hits well. And he's got the opening points here.
Yeah, we follows on a pretty good try last night. Kevin Kingston for Penrith. Gus, elusive, and Mitch Rain the same there, stepping.
Yeah, Robbie Farrer, hooker for the Tigers. Kevin Kingston, hooker for the Oak Panthers. They were the first on the board last night, and now Mitch Rain, a dummy, show and go, and through he goes. And when you get a little bit of lateral movement in your passing game, as the Dragons have done in the opening stages, that gets the defence moving swiftly, thinking they've got to cover the edges. And Mitch Rain has done the show and go there and just punched his way through the line. That probably doesn't happen if they didn't have the amount of ball movement they've had early in the piece.
32nd game in the top grade today for Mitch Rain. And I would have suspected that Kyle Stanley would have been the first choice kicker today. Now Chase takes over with Jamie Soward sideline. Dragons lead 6-0. Brad Fittler.
Yeah, he's took on me ammo, boys. I was talking to Mido the other night about the two hookers. He actually came to me and said he's never seen where two hookers have been the first try scorers in the game, but great work there by Mitch Rain. Came off the right foot. I think it was Ben Ross. Got caught up an inside Dragons attacker. He scored first try a few times, Mitch. Good play.
So Sharks behind.
Stand side, behind.
Have to wait and see the impact of the 90-minute contest against the Roosters. Nightingale catches the kick-off and the crowd go up. He runs back over the 20-metre line. A little bit of friendly fire from the fans. There's now Trey on the charge back to the 40. This is good.
I remember as a kid, as Merrin takes the ball forward, you never threw away the double if you got the two hookers, because at the end of the game, if there was no try scored, that won the prize. But it wasn't often.
To walk down memory lane, and that ball fielded by Wright.
Well, with the old footy doubles, there was a prize for the two hookers. You actually got your money back and a little bit more, because they thought, well, you're not going to get the major prize unless there's a nil or draw.
It was a good effort just to find the bloke who was paying out the money. That was the first thing you had to do when you did have a win.
Yeah, well, I never won one, so I don't know.
And the Sharks with the ball 28 metres out from their own line, and De Gois will find Ross. Mentioned former Dragon, made his debut in 2002. The next year, he was a grand final winner at Penrith. De Gois right side with Carney, and Carney looks good there as Bakuya back in the side. He missed last Monday. but he has been so good for them on that right edge this year. Kick from Robson. He'll find Vito on the full. And Daniel Vito, a winger full of running.
Well, the Sharks struggled in that set of 6 to get into a kicking position. Let's see where the Dragons finish up at the end of this set. If it continues, it will be very, very different. Fiend out of Darling half on to Bo Scott almost to halfway.
You're watching the football on the Olympic Network. We're now inside 2 weeks away from the start of the London Games. Channel 9, your official broadcaster. Rob still on the boat heading there. Fiend has passed off there to Nightingale. He got away from Robson. Not so from Colin Best. 20 metres away from the line. Chase Stanley along for Nathan Fiend to bomb out of the corner. Winger looking into the sun. Isaac Gordon knocked back by Morris. Fielded by Cray. They look for a restart of the tackle count. It hasn't come, has it? Dragons have got it. There'll be another kick. Fiend passes left. Now for Hornby. He decides to run. Gives it away for Cooper. Cooper is offloaded and the Sharks defence. That is scramble personified right there. They had to come from all directions to repel a dangerous Dragons attack.
Well, Ben Cray was looking for a kicker. He found Nathan Fiend, but he didn't kick. He went back to Ben Hornby. And a lovely pass there from Matt Cooper. Nearly put Brett Morris in, but as you point out, the scramble was good. They've had to do plenty of it early on. Take it forward now through Gibbs.
And low down in the tackle, Hornby is really putting his stamp on this game for the Dragons. As Bakuya looks to make some tough metres, almost back to the 30. Sharks down 6-0. Sunday football on 9 as Robson didn't get the best of passes, found Graham. And Wade Graham, they know he's a danger player. He is in superb form. Tackled there by Scott and Fiend. You heard earlier, Kyle Stanley out for the match, serious knee injury, and only the 6th minute of play. So they're down a man on the bench, the Dragons. Back it comes, Carney's kick from inside the 40, but it's on the full to Morris. And back will come Brett Morris, who the last time they played the Sharks here, back in 2010, they won 38-0. Morris scored a hat-trick. And his centre-mate Cooper scored 2.
Well, whilst the Dragons have scored less points than any other team in the NRL, their defensive record is actually pretty good. They're ranked 4th in defence, so if they could just be the next to score, they can make that great defence work for them.
Now, Hornby got it to DeBellin, who has had the head bandage taken from his head with the impact of the tackle. So forceful was it from Gibbs. Here is Scott off Fiend. And again, plenty of oomph and defence there from the Sharks. A lot to like about this one, the rivalry round. The tradition between these two clubs continues. They turn around Stapleton, he copped the push. And Ryder's got the ball for Cronulla. Stapleton almost ended up in the gutter. He went flashing out of frame, and here he is back with it. How good was he a fortnight ago against Brisbane? Nathan Stapleton. Gibbs for the Sharks. Taken front on by DeBellin. He's got that head bandage so high up on the forehead, it's almost off his head. Jack DeBellin. He looks more Rooster than Dragon. Sharks kick through Carney inside the 30. This is a good one, but that's an unfriendly bounce as far as the Sharks are concerned. It's pulled up like a wedge. And now Vito's with the ball for the Dragons.
Yeah, the field's pretty lush down there. When we were down there before the game, it's nice and spongy, a beautiful surface to run and tackle on, but not a lot of purchase there for the fellas kicking the ball, looking for a bit of run on.
Played by Morris, and now Gray. Off he runs, nice and mobile into one of his Origin teammates in Todd Carney. Right on halfway, St George Illawarra. And DeBellin goes for another run, and he's offloaded, not for the first time today. Back to Rain. Here they go. The entertainers, the Dragons. Feed on to Scott. He offloads. Flick there from Nightingale. Stanley away to Vito. Vito will take on Stapleton. He keeps it alive, and the Sharks have it. They come back with Graham. No one was willing to dive with the ball there for St George Illawarra.
Well, where has this all been? I came here looking for a completely different game to what we're getting here. I haven't seen this sort of flair from the Dragons in a long time.
Well, the only time we have seen it this year has been when they've chased points, second half. That's been their most productive time on the scoreboard. Well, they've come here from minute 1 with that mentality, as Jeff Robson shows the dummy straightens.
You use the word productive, Sterlo. This is a pretty productive set from Cronulla. Some nice exchanges here, and Carney with a right foot step is offloaded. And Bakuya caught by Hornby. This is only 19 metres away from the line. Last tackle. Cronulla, they go short side. And Carney's kept it alive again. Put down there by Pomeroy off the Gordon pass.
On the line, guys.
And that is a changeover on the 10-metre line. But that's not out of the regulation playbook. Last tackle, short side play.
No, if they had it again, they'd probably put the kick up. It was a nice set leading up to that. Just watch young Chase Stanley get involved there early. It must be very, very difficult for him to recover from seeing his brother stretch it off as well. Knowing the history, I'm sure they're very competitive.
You've gone
penalty is awarded.
Yeah, you were all right. He wasn't.
Well, that wouldn't have been easy for him to watch.
4 blokes got his name 4 times, all with the same regard.
That's fine.
And then we get one here, one. You haven't called any of that, man. You get one.
Yeah, no.
And you pass straight away.
Difference is I'm in the pocket there, and I'm just calling, and it's safe for both sides.
Yeah, but no, it's not.
No, it is though.
Have you said his name 4 times?
He's broke down play though. Bo hasn't broken down.
Second game as captain, Wade Graham, 16 minutes in, putting his case forward. Guess what were you like in your first games as captain as a 20-year-old? You say much out there?
Let him go. No.
I can't remember, Vossi, to be honest. I know we won a couple.
A long time ago, back in the brown and white jumpers of Penrith. Yeah. And that ball's been knocked down by the Sharks.
Yeah, he's knocked it on, so we'll have a scrum feed here to the Dragons.
Kicking off to the Red V Army up on the hill. And right acrobatic. Pushed it in off the boundary rope. But it did go forward.
Yeah, the argument that Wade Graham was saying there, that the referee has been calling the same Dragon player out 3 or 4 times during the game without penalising him. He said, you haven't been on any of our players doing anything wrong, yet the first time there's a bit of a slow play of the ball, you penalise us. You know, why don't we get the same leeway? He sounded like a prosecution lawyer. It was a pretty good case, actually.
So Dragons with the ball off the scrum win. Played by Matty Pryor. Stronger 17 when Pryor is back. He's had that 5-game ban earlier this year. And played now by Merrin. They're 38 away from the Sharks line. Hunt, some nice play there for Hornby. And in came Trey. Little angle on his run there. 30 metres from the Sharks line. And away goes Rain again. Mitch Rain was flying. Wright's knocked him off his feet. And on hands and knees he almost got there. Craig Minotes Jr. almost had a double on home soil. As now Nightingale's pass is knocked down, play on. Tackle count has restarted with Craig. 5 away from the line, that's the 0 tackle. Nightingale for Hornby. Hornby will pass, and then walking was Pryor. And then accepts the tackle. That was an easy one for Fafita. Here is Rain on the 10. Nathan Fiend across. His way through. Graham had hold with Gibbs. Not square at mark at Gibbs as the Dragons attack with Hunt. He's offloaded. Rain, why not? And then Rain just throws it out like a watermelon for Nightingale. Then away for Cooper. Cooper back from the 10-metre line. Dragons playing like it's the last 5. Stepping and passing and offloading. Not much conventional about it this afternoon. We love it. Hornby. Fiend has been knocked down by Scott. But it's not for the lack of trying. Sunday football, Dragons lead the Sharks 6-0.
Busting Australia's used car racket. Our simultaneous raids. Exposing one of Sydney's biggest dealers. A current affair Monday.
Choosing insurance is like choosing your favourite player. It's an important decision you shouldn't take lightly. Too regal, too reggae, too flashy, too hairy, too good-looking. Oh, this one looks good. Look, it's me.
Decide right at iSelect, premier partner of the Gold Coast Titans.
I was kidding, I don't even know how to play soccer. So. Goal!
10 metres, turn left. Hey, handsome. That was awesome, babe. Turn left. That was awesome. Turn left. Turn left.
Babe, not again.
UltraTune always encourages safe driving, but if you do find yourself in hot water, every UltraTune service automatically comes with 12-month roadside assist. Now that's peace of mind. To book your next service, drop in, call or visit ultratune.com.au.
Hello, we're wheat, chia,
barley,
oats, rice, and corn.
So what's your act today?
A disappearing act.
New Grainwave 7 grains and seeds.
I found these glasses outside.
Oh, you're on a sword. Pretty.
Marina? Oh, there's my name on the cake. Which one it is? What's going on?
Oh, look at that. Can you believe it?
The new NAB Flybuys Rewards Card. Receive 10,000 bonus Flybuys points when you apply by August 31 and make an everyday purchase.
Quick, we need to Colorado. Their time is done. It's over. This is your time. You gotta fight your way out. Don't flinch. Don't hope.
With 470 Newton metres of torque and class-leading 3.5-tonne pulling power, the all-new Holden Colorado.
Steel Blue Boots, 100% comfort for whatever game you're in.
It's amazing how many car parts other insurers may consider extras and don't automatically cover. Your metallic paint, air conditioning, or even your floor mats may not be covered. We've discovered so many parts that aren't automatically covered, we created a car using them. If you don't have NRMA Comprehensive Car Insurance, parts of your car may not be automatically covered. Visit us or call 132 132 to switch today.
NRMA Insurance. Experience the difference.
Underbelly badness is coming.
Waiting to get, mate.
19 minutes gone here. Sunday football on 9 at Wynn Stadium, and Cronulla is stapled and off the scrum. He's levelled out there by Cray and by Pryor. But it's been a really good game of footy so far.
They're just weathering the storm at the moment, Cronulla. 3 line breaks against them. They've had 40% of the football. They'll be waiting for possession to swing around and make sure that the scoreboard isn't out of control by the time that happens. With a couple of breaks down this side from the Dragons, but the last pass has gone Australia's. Bo Scott over the top of Todd Carney.
Well, swamped him there. He squashed him there, Bo Scott. And Todd Carney, here's Gibbs. Dragons, a side that has only won 2 of their past 8 games. And Carney's kick has been charged down by Rain. Off his back, and the tackle count restarts for the Sharks this time, as Stapleton ends up with it on the 30. Best infield for Wright. It's very much at home at fullback, young Matthew Wright. First choice fullback Nathan Gardner with that serious knee injury earlier this year. Now best with it, 5 short of halfway. Michael Gordon on his way to the club from Penrith would like to have a crack at fullback, but they're going to have to get past Matthew Wright. Sharks with it, and Fafita will be eventually called to play it. Well, he's still going, the big bloke. He's almost as far as the 30, Dragons into the field. Now to Goins. This is Robson. Robson brings the fullback in right, almost lost it. On for Best. And Best taken sideways in the tackle of Scott. Last it is, chance to put some pressure with a high ball. It's Robson. This is a good one. It's coming down alongside the upright Nightingale. That was a lot harder than what it looked. It was moving away from Nightingale at the last moment. And off goes the rubber band man with a tap. And he catches them offside.
Stopped him before the 10.
Yeah, high energy.
Stopped him before the 10.
That's well done. Runs behind the post, takes the grab. He gets interfered with there, runs out and takes the quick tap, and then forces the penalty for his team. High energy here, the Dragons, this afternoon. Very, very impressive. But by the same token, even though the Sharks aren't quite on their game, you know, they're grinding away. They're not panicking. They're not getting too far behind on the scoreboard. And I think there's Kyle Stanley on the bench, already dressed and on the crutches. But I think if you're going to be a top 4 team, you've got to prove that you can win anywhere under any conditions. And this is going to be a real test for the Sharks this afternoon.
Sharks away from home this year, Gus. Have won 4 of 8. 50% record. Rain to play at 35 away from the Sharks line.
Yeah, well, they're 6-0 down. They're playing in a hostile environment against a team that's really rampaging at the moment, who've got good defence. So if the Sharks win today, they'll earn it. And it's just another little feather in their cap.
Now Fiend out right. Nightingale just dishes it along for Stanley. Some really good touches as Stanley gets twisted. I had no dramas with it. It's really good touches from Nightingale. He's known when to just move it along quickly. Now Merrin, Hunt sprinted through. Merrin thinks he's a halfback. He's a big one at that. And now he's lost the ball. He may have got it back. Merrin! He'll almost score. A most unusual run from Trent Merrin. Rain dummy half. Little ruck play there for Beau Scott. Sharks wall there. It's come off the legs of Hunt. They're knocked back by Fiend.
It's come off your bloke, and you're offside when you kick the ball.
Offside is the play. As Carney took off upfield. Cronulla get the penalty.
Yeah, I noticed that Trent Merrin, when he ran behind his own teammate, backed up and came the other way because he knew he did the wrong thing. It's exactly what happened in Origin with Justin Hodges, who kept going and scored the try. Not that we hold a grudge, but footballers know when they've done the wrong thing, and Trent Merrin knew he'd done the wrong thing there.
Both got penalised there for being offside. Mentioned earlier we spoke to Steve Price on the Sunday Footy show this morning, and he said the move from Nightingale was because of his passing game at the back there. So I'm assuming when he comes down the left-hand or right-hand side raids, he's in a better position than Brett Morris is to go through those plays that they've done so well a couple of seasons.
This is Tafua with the ball for Cronulla.
Good offload too to Matthew Wright. We haven't seen many offloads.
Here's a tackle from Crane. He got all over right there. There's been some strong stuff here this afternoon as Tafua goes on another run. And while it is the Dragons' home game, still plenty of Sharks jumpers out there at Wynn Stadium as Carney has almost sliced through. Now he needs support. That overran him. Now across, 20 metres out, long ball. It's for Best. He'll take them on, Colin Best. Vito was across to make the tackle with Stanley. Still for the Sharks, Graham. He's strong, he's got a step and an offload. It's a good package. He's only 5 from the line. Last tackle, Cronulla. Robson wants it. Here he is, the Sharks number 7. Dabs the kick through. Back they go. Nightingale's there again. And this will be a St George Illawarra line dropout.
And it's good stuff by the Sharks. They really haven't been in the contest, but just through a little bit of grit and the fact that they've been winning a lot of football games has managed them to keep in this. And now they're starting to get a roll on a possession and come back at the Dragons. And the Dragons will do well to contain them here.
Some good play, both sides highlighted here on the replay. Nightingale, the tackle of Stanley on Best, the play of Carney. It's all high quality. And now Fiend's line dropout on the bounce to Carney. And Gibbs will bring it back. His stats from last Monday, given that it was an extra time game, he ended up playing 77 minutes, Gibbs. I don't think he's ever played longer in a first grade game. 36 tackles, 24 hit-ups.
Wasn't a lot of oomph in that last run. He's coming to the sideline now, but in a good 25 minutes, plenty of tackling. Great, Graham. Dummies.
And there's got through. Graham is so strong. He's in reverse and he's still got over. Get up and run. Well, now they're saying play on. They'll come back and check it. The referee, Devcich, said, well, hang on, I'm not so sure.
Down here.
He's telling the Dragons to play on and run it back in the field of play. So they do that. But now the video ref will check to see if Wade Graham got it down. He was going backwards. It's athletic. He stretches out. Oh, yes.
What an effort.
It's another super try to an enormous young talent.
He is in great touch in recent weeks, and he's done that all by himself, bursting through the line. It'll be a green light. Stapleton stayed down with like a hamstring problem, but they're on the board.
6-4 to the Dragons, with Wade Graham, the stand-in captain, scoring for the Sharks. He's a good one, Gus, and Sterlo.
Well, you mentioned it all. He's got it. He's got the package. He's built like a back rower, and that's where he's playing. But he comes through into the first grade after playing his junior football around the halves area, so he can use the football. But he's really growing into his body now, and he's a handful for any defence. And he just bursts through Nathan Feen and holds off Bo Scott. No mean feat.
A first grade captain now at 21. He made his debut for the Panthers as a 17-year-old in 2008, and that was against the Dragons. And in his second game as captain, he's against the Dragons again.
There's Brad Fittler in the background taking a candid shot of Todd Carney.
From touch. He's been good in general play so far. This for 6-all. Carney's kick is sprayed out to the right-hand side. No hook on it whatsoever. Sunday football on 9 will break at 6-4 to St George Illawarra.
Price fixing, mislabelling, bad fuel. Are Sydney service stations taking drivers for a ride? A special 9 News investigation. We discovered 10,000 complaints have been made to the petrol watchdog. So why is nothing being done?
Motorists has just left bewildered.
9 News tomorrow at 6.
It only takes a moment, yet your Ashley and Martin treatment achieves some big results. It's a simple daily routine at home. It's easier than brushing your teeth. So call today and enjoy the confidence tomorrow.
I'd like you to tell me.
When Eric and I found out I was pregnant again, we knew we need a bigger family room and a new nursery. So we went to Bendigo Bank to refinance our home loan. We're customers because of their great rates and friendly service. But what really makes a difference is Bendigo Bank puts profits back into the community to help build things like this nursery, so mums with prim babies like mine feel at home.
It starts with you.
In these shark-infested waters, a team of scientists and one brave volunteer are about to find the answer to an important question. Is new Mountain Dew as much of a thrill as original Dew? The results were clear. New Mountain Dew is all the dew you love and more. You fell in love with them on The Voice. Get their new albums. Sarah DeBono, No Shame. Darren Percival, Happy Home.
That's my home.
Rachel Learcar, Shooting Star. Get all the songs they performed on The Voice on their new albums. Out now.
How you liking the new car?
Yeah, good, mate. Leather, sunroof, and if it ever gets written off, no matter how old it gets, GIO will replace it with a brand new car.
Wow.
So even in 12 years' time...
Oh, the back! Damn it!
I'm still going to get a brand new car back.
Take out GIO Platinum car insurance within a year of buying your brand new car and keep the cover to insure it new for life. GIO, it's a trust thing.
Phil hasn't got much between the ears because he paid over 35 grand for a new 4x2 dual cab when the Great Wall Ute is just $22,990 on road and the diesel's only 2 grand more. They're loaded with features and they're great.
We are tonight's entertainment.
Before you see The Dark Knight Rises, see Australia's own Heath Ledger in the epic showdown.
Here we go.
The Dark
Started at 9 on 9.
Chase Stanley for St George Illawarra will get us into the next passage of play. Dragons into the breeze in this first half, leading by 2 points. And for Footy it is, who not so long ago had the appendix removed. It's Monday night to the footy side. Now to Phil with the ball, tackled low down by Rain. Sharks working their way to trouble, Robson away to best. Brad Fittler, this is going to be big news. I'm looking forward to this cross. What do you got for us, Brad?
Massive news. This is what a double is for all the fans that haven't been to the footy. And if you have a look at the top one, it says opposition 13. That was Wade Graham. So Mitch Raines let us down. More to the point, Chase Stanley let us down, number 3. Boom, boom.
Well, that cross certainly lived up to what I expected. And Robson has it. Yeah, you're one off. That's a hard luck story. Wow.
Now, if it had been the winning ticket, that would have been...
Well, Freddie wouldn't have been there. He'd be out under the grandstand looking for the TV. So here's the Dragons with the ball, and Morris has it. He's one of a kind, Brad Fittler. And not surprisingly, there is only one. So now the ball with Vito. Dragons have it 5 metres inside their own half. St George Illawarra on a day when they've had a lot of ball movement. Now Morris centre field. They're going to license to pop up everywhere. The two wingers getting a touch centre field there, back to back, Vito and Morris. And now the kick from Fiend takes it out over the sideline. 10 out from the line. And we've got the next instalment of Underbelly just around the corner, coming up on 9. Badness it is. So much to look forward to on Channel 9 with the Olympics inside 2 weeks. And all the good football in between that. What about Bulldogs Manly next Friday night, Gussie?
Can't wait.
Just about got to park your car tomorrow to get a spot.
Mine's already over there. I came here by bus.
Arms around each other. Bind in, Chase.
Desi Hasler back to Brookvale. Bulldogs in great form. Manly.
Jeff, 2 hands on the ball.
Well, they were belted by the Knights last night, but it wasn't as bad as the score made out, I thought. I thought it was a rather competitive game. The Knights were tremendous, but the score not a real reflection of Manly's effort, so they'll be better at home.
Titans Broncos also next Friday night. The derby up at Skilled Park, Robina. Good luck to the Titans. Leading a big crowd there, and they should get it for a clash against Brisbane. Now Fafita will play it on the 30 for Cronulla. And look at Bo Scott stand over the top of Fafita. And Big Andrew gets up and says, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's dance. And Cronulla have the ball 15 metres inside their own half. I think you call that crowding, what Bo Scott did to Fafita.
It's a funny way to ask for a dance.
He was a bit put out by use of the leg there. Just kicking out a little bit.
So we didn't ask for a dance like that in my day.
No, the best pick-up line you ever use, Gus, is you'll do. And here's Cronulla, 35 metres out from the line. The kick high, it'll come down for Nightingale. No, it won't. It finds the grass. Now it bounces up for Stanley, who misses it. He's ended up with a ball.
He was held out of it.
Dragons. Penalty to the Dragons. Call out.
There's no choice there. Yeah.
He could have been off, couldn't he? Chase Stanley, just a little bit of space.
I'm not sure who started it.
Yeah, and I think Andrew Fafita realised that he could have been off and would have been off, despite the attendance of Colin Best. I'm still getting over the personal attack on Gus, to be honest.
It might have come from the other way, actually, from the girl. You'll have to do. Not to worry.
Well, in our day, dances were progressive. You had a different partner. Several different partners.
I don't really think of you dancing, Gus.
Back 10, guys! Back 10!
The pride of Erin.
Who's he playing for? Now the Dragons with the ball, and Vito goes for a run. Good stat on him. No wingers made more ground this year than Daniel Vito. His first year for St George Illawarra. 35 metres away from the Sharks line. And now Bo Scott. He's fired up as always. And Tupou was there in defence. Good to see Anthony Tupou back on deck for Cronulla, former international. Now Merrin, here he is again with dummies and runs. And Trent Merrin is just outside the 20. Dragons up by 2. Scored there, only trying the 8th minute. Hornby out left side, and it's gone forward there.
Watch him here, watch him here. Relax.
Ben Hornby doesn't agree with the call as he straightens up. The referee in decent line with that one. The play before, I could see Todd Carney's eyes light up when Trent Merrin went to the line. He threw a dummy. It looked like he was going to go long. And Carney was through and gone. Just the ball wasn't delivered. And he was under the posts.
Well, there's no question, Gus, the Dragons have come here, will step it up a gear, but they don't necessarily always click into gear. It's a hard thing just to happen.
Yeah, and 35 minutes, they've come up with one try. So for all the passing and all the effort, they've only got across the line once.
Best another rugged run there for Cronulla outside the 30. And Morris now on a dummy half, and there is Tupou. And Tupou back as far as the 40. Ended up playing 48 minutes against the Roosters. He's slow to his feet there, Tupou. With his foot, I think, as Robson passes for Carney. Carney, they come from depth with Wright, the fullback. The right foot straighten up there into the tackle of Cray and Cooper. Just inside the Dragons' half. The Sharks with the ball with Pomeroy, nothing doing for Ben. He was tackled by Ben Cray. Last tackle, Cronulla. Robson kicks. He was under pressure there. And that pressure from Dean Young meant not the best of kicks. And Nightingale returns the ball for St George Illawarra, just 15 metres away from where the kick took place. And now Cooper makes it to where the kick was put in. So nice counter for the Dragons on tackle 2 back at halfway. Here is Hornby. They're set again to come right side. Feen with it. Went flat to Scott, who's put it down. And there you go. It's just not quite happening. Tupou's offloaded. Stapleton now with the ball for Cronulla. And Hornby is the defender there for the Dragons. Busy game this afternoon for the Dragons captain as Carney drifting across field. Finds Fafita. Fafita has a handful of hit-ups and 20 tackles so far today. He's been unchanged, I believe. And here's Tafua. Tafua with 3 there. Sharks still with John Green on the bench. They've used 3 of their reserves. Is now Tupou, who's offloaded. Lovely hands by Carney, pulling that one in. But then Nathan Feen did the same there. There's a few tattoos between those 2 players. Tackled 30 metres out from the Dragons line. And the crossfield goes Best. Nice fend away from Hunt. He's offloaded. Now Tafua straightens. And Tafua's only 25 from the Dragons line. That's tackle number 4. Sharks down by 2. The 3rd place team on the ladder. And Robson is stepping. Last tackle for the Sharks. Good tackle it was from Young. De Goys for Carney. Carney has just poked it over the top. And Stanley went for a big bat that's knocked it over the fence. The right palm of Chase Stanley got it clean.
Yeah, they're really finishing the better here in this first half, the Sharks, under enormous pressure early, but they're really starting to get into their rhythm now.
He was taking no chances. Lovely little kick. Jeff Robson was playing the football, so Todd Carney slotted into first receiver. A little dink over. Earlier today, Toyota Cup, big win for the Dragons, 44-12.
And the vital one as well in Toyota Cup. The Dragons move a point ahead of Cronulla. Just on the edge of the 8. Now Fafita crashes back the former Tiger. Here for the Sharks. 59 metres away from the Dragons line. They are with the benefit of the breeze in this first half, Cronulla. And Tafua it is now. It's been good since coming on, Mark Tafua.
Well, the breeze was strong earlier. It looks as though it's dropped to me. And really negligible at this stage. So where the Sharks got advantage early, the Dragons might not get it in the second half.
And Carney's got the ball. He's inside the 20, fires it out. And that is a classic tackle from Hornby on Pomeroy. Cut him in half. Still a chance for the Sharks. Great flick from Carney to Robson. Robson out to Graham. Here they come again. Beautiful ball. Tupou over the top. Robson needed one more. One more Shark and they score there. Last tackle for Cronulla. Carney has got it to Graham. Good kick through. More pressure. Vito forces it. Line drop out. Great stuff, Cronulla.
And this is why they're sitting in the top 4 coming into round 19. Great ability to keep pressure on. Wonderful to see this man back, Anthony Tupou. Representative player, such a multi-talented player, and back a lot earlier from injury than we would have seen in the past. It just adds to their arsenal.
A good ball from Graham, because that wasn't a conventional flick. It was like a flick place ball for the man there.
Before the line. They've increased their skill level and their patience.
So from that line drop out, trapped by Carney, he's having a good game. Goes for another run. Like bees to the honey, they come in to make the tackle on the big fella. Here's Robson, passing off there for Tafua. He's lifted there by Rain. And again, he's offloaded Tafua. Morris now with the ball. There for Robson.
You can feel it happening. The Dragons are starting to get right back on their heels now. They can feel the weight of this pressure.
Inside the final two of the first half, Carney got it away to Graham. And Feen and Stanley make a critical tackle there. But there's still three coming for Cronulla. Now John Morris with Carney, steadies. Robson almost lost it. He's still with it now. Robson's offloaded. Bakuya, he's got some footwork. He's tackled. Low down by Rain on tackle 4. Sharks down by 2. Maybe not for too much longer. Carney's kick is covered up by Hornby. Not cleanly, but enough to come up with possession for St George Illawarra. And Carney threw a little unexpected play at them on tackle 4. And right now they are struggling to get outside their 10.
Well, they've gone 3 tackles and 4 metres, and now they're just outside the 10. Very late in the tackle count.
Run from Young. Now Feen wants to send them further upfield, and it was Vito who came in from the wing to attempt that. This is an important kick for Feen on the last. Doesn't find the ground. Wright attacks it. Back comes Wright with a little cheeky show of the ball at the defence. Got him past Bo Scott. So final 30 seconds of the first half. Cronulla and the Dragons entertaining. If you only saw the scoreline, you thought it was a bit dull. That's certainly not the case today. Plenty of attack. Cronulla will look to finish it off in grand style. And Carney's ball on the bounce. Now Morris will look to finish it off in even grander style. He'll run 70 metres to score. Morris onto the loose ball. And that is totally against the run of play. And with a half-time siren sounding in the background, Morris, a prince of Wollongong, scores.
And back on his left wing, and it's a great pickup, and he will be filthy with himself, Todd Carney. An awful pass, and Brett Morris on the fly, picked it up, was never going to be caught from behind, and against the run of play completely, the Dragons will take a decent lead into the break with the conversion about to be successful. A great ball replay in full flight, Brett Morris. And Todd Carney, he'll be so disappointed with that pass.
Brett Morris's brother Josh is top of the NRL charts with 16 after his double on Friday night. Now Brett's got one here for the Dragons. And Chase Stanley with a kick to give his team an unexpected 8-point lead. Sunday football at 9. He bangs it over. So there it is, 40 minutes down, and a terrific game in rivalry round of the Telstra Premiership. The Dragons 12 lead the Sharks 4. You're watching Sunday football on the home of Rugby League, Channel 9.
We are nothing without history. Because without history, there is no game. No legends. No real point. Without understanding the grandstand finishes of the past, how do we celebrate the present? Plan for the future? And what is rugby league without a home? Without family, occasion, and pure theatre? This is where our game, by nature and tradition, puts on the big show. Writes history, turns wild dreams into stark reality. Come with us to places no ticket can buy. Channel 9, the home of rugby league.
London 2012 Olympic Games. It's all free here on 9.
We wanted to know if our new Sweet Sesame Crunch chicken was just as good as we think it is. So to be really sure, we thought we'd ask a town of experts. So we've come to Kentucky, New South Wales.
G'day.
You want some chicken? Freshly prepared, crispy chicken with a sweet Asian-style glaze and roasted sesame seeds.
Yeah, lovely and crunchy.
Yeah, just a different flavour.
You know, you keep licking your fingers and it tastes fantastic.
We should have a KFC right there.
Try it for just $2.
How'd you get out here?
In my new D-Max. The all-new Isuzu D-Max has landed.
Millions of Australians have recently been provided with an initial payment to help with everyday expenses through the Australian Government's Household Assistance Package. Now, if you're an individual taxpayer earning less than $80,000 a year, you'll benefit from the next part of this package through tax cuts. From the 1st of July 2012, you'll pay less tax with a tax-free threshold tripling to $18,200. Also, if you currently receive a government payment for families and parents, seniors or individuals, increases to payments will come into effect between March next year and early 2014. For more information on how it might assist you, visit australia.gov.au. The Household Assistance Package, benefiting those who need it most.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Miele washing machines are German engineered and tested to the equivalent of 20 years usage. How do we know? Because the same engineers who design and build them then test them by opening their doors 60,000 times, then running them for the equivalent of once every day for 20 years, through 10,000 hours. So we don't just say Miele washing machines are tested to last. We know they are. It's one of the things that make Miele forever better.
Cirque du Soleil invites you to immerse yourself in a world of joy, amazement, and unstoppable energy. OVO, under the blue and yellow big top. For tickets, go to cirquedusoleil.com.
Esta na hora, meu amor. O tempo voa quando estás aqui. O tempo para quando estás aqui. Deixa passar contigo. Eu sei que saber. Te amarei até o fim do tempo.
UltraTune always encourages safe driving, but if you do find yourself in hot water, every UltraTune service automatically comes with 12-month roadside assist. Now that's peace of mind.
Plenty to like in the first 40 minutes here in Wollongong. Rivalry round. The attitude of both of these teams adding to this spectacle. At the break, the Dragons 12 over the Sharks 4. Possession really did swing around. It was all Dragons early, but the Sharks got some ball and they did plenty with it. Tackled in opposition 20, 13-9. The penalty count 3-1 against them. The opening try coming in the 8th minute. It was Mitch Rain. Play going from left to right, through the dummy, through the tackle of Wade Graham, and dived over next to the post. That was 6-0. But Wade Graham got some revenge at the other end of the field in the 26th minute. Through the tackle of Fiend, was able to hold off Boast, got swivel around, slammed the football down. Try unconverted. It was a 6-4 lead to the Dragons, who extended that in the final minute of the first half. Todd Carney, a ball along the ground behind his support players, and Brett Morris, one of the best finishers in the game, length and stride, takes the ball around closer to the post to make the conversion easier for Chase Stanley. It was converted, and at half-time, 12 points to 4 in favour of the Dragons. The Sharks will be ruining that last minute.
30th time Cronulla have played the Dragons. Dragons have won on 13 occasions, Sharks 15 wins, but the Dragons are 3 from 3 here at win against Cronulla. And in the box seat to make it 4 from 4. But there's a lot of football to be played in this second half as Tafua takes the run for the Sharks. And he is just outside the 20-metre zone. That one serious injury for the Dragons in the first half, with Kyle Stanley injured in the 6th minute of play. As Cronulla go left with Wade Graham. And there's Kyle all change. We're going to wish him well, the young bloke, but the early fear is that it's a knee reconstruction that will be required. And Cronulla have possession, 15 metres inside their own half. And it will be Tupou to play. And he knows all about serious leg injuries. There's now Tafua on another run. He's really added something. I mean, every run he's done today has been with great purpose and plenty of offloads as well. As now Carney kicks back towards the wing of Vito. Vito charges into the Cronulla line.
That's a good result there for the Dragons. In the football, 35 out in their own line, bringing it back. And spoken about the proficiency of their defence this season. Statistically, they are the best team defensively in the second half. They've led 5 times at the break, and they've won all 5. Only conceded 17 tries in their 16 matches in the second 40 minutes.
And right halfway now with the ball, Scott was appealing to the referee, kicking his legs around, and the ref said, well, no one's got a hand on you, just get up. As Nightingale's into the line, then on to Cooper. Cooper tries to stand up Best and Carney. Best has got him. 32 metres away from the Cronulla line. Still a very potent side of the field for the Dragons. On their left, Hornby there for Pryor. And Pryor rolls forward almost over the top there off a feeder. Last tackle, quick play the ball. Marker defence was good from Tupou. Couldn't shut it down though. Nightingale to Feed. Feed kicks high. This one out towards Stapleton. Dragons get a jump on it and come down short of the line. Daniel Vito. It is so dangerous when you let the opposition have a clean grab.
Well, Stapleton played that really cool over in that corner. He saw Vito running through and thought, well, I'll just let him catch it. I don't think Stapleton competed for that at all. Pretty cool action there from the winger.
And Fafita to play it after the tackle by Rain. He then fell to his feet. And Morris darts off back towards the 40-metre line. And the Sharks now with Carney. There was an opportunity to spread right. He fell into the tackle there of Ben Creagh, right on halfway. A little pat on the back from Creagh when Carney got to his feet. Kicked down over the head of Vito. And all the way back to the in-goal area. He'll need to have one of those big charges, and he only gets as far as the 10. Good result, Cronulla.
It's a great result. What it looked like being. Going straight to Daniel Vito. Looked as though he was just going to bring it comfortably back, but he misjudged it, went over his head. Go down to Brad, sideline.
The update on Cole Stanley. They believe there's enough stability for it not to be an ACL. So that's great news for the young 5'8" and Dragon. They say it could be a meniscus.
So the Dragons have it. And Young pushes along for Hornby. Cooper. He looks fit, Cooper. He's had a few injury problems earlier in the season. He looks good today. And Hornby's going to kick from inside the 40 here. And he's got it down the centre of the field, though, to Matthew Wright, who's hardly put a foot wrong today. Wright is back over the 30 for Cronulla.
That breeze just picked up a little bit during the half-time break, so there is some advantage there for the Dragons. Not much. Not as much as the Sharks enjoyed early in the first half.
Now Morris, here comes Pomeroy, running like a back rower there. Straight into the tackle of Young and Hunt. Now Morris, Carney has drifted onto that left side. Todd Carney went up into Beau Scott, who was having nothing of a step or even possible dummy there.
There's nothing gentle about Beau Scott. Nothing gentle at all.
And Graham will go close to the sideline here. Scott's in the tackle again. Last it is for Cronulla. And this kick from Robson from 40 metres out. That's the big heave-ho. Underneath it is Nightingale. He's got it. Kiwi International playing fullback today. He's tackled 15 metres away from the St George Illawarra line. 3 tries so far in this one. There's a cry of high tackle on Creagh. Fafita and Tafua there for Cronulla. Creagh straight to his feet, but he had a bit to say to referee Ashley Klein. They didn't see it, they didn't see it. It's as simple as that.
Well, not happy, is he? Mr. Tafua, who came over with any high contact, making clean dummies, straightens, finds support on the inside, and Dean Young.
And, a match here where the Dragons are looking to keep their top 8 hopes alive. Well, the Titans have done that today, beating the Raiders Tigers 38-26. So sets it up nicely for next Friday night against Brisbane, back at Skill.
Extraordinary scoreline there. The Titans scored 8 tries in their 38 points, only 3 conversions. And they led 38, I think, to 6 with 10 minutes to go. The Raiders scored 4 tries in the last 10 minutes, 3 tries in the last 3 minutes. So that final score of 38-26 does not reflect the dominance of the Titans there.
Kuya's got the ball here for Cronulla. The Raiders were chasing a 3rd straight win. Tupou's got the ball, and just in that run alone, you see Tupou was all the bad luck's out of the way. The problems he's had with the leg. G moved freely on that previous run with the step. At his best, that's what he was great at. Step and offload. Back here for Robson, kicking from 25 metres out. More pressure for Nightingale. Here comes Robson, and Nightingale has got it. He may have even been clipped on the way down, but he's come up with the answer again. Another question thrown at him. Nightingale, we're blessed to have either Nightingale or Morris able to play fullback. And he was touched on the way through.
I just hope the Dragons can maintain a positive attitude here in attack. You know, their defence is good, and they've got an 8-point lead. I guess the danger is to play to your strengths and try and protect that until full time. Well, it's a long time to protect an 8-point lead in this modern game. The Sharks will come and get them, so they've got to remain positive. They've got to look for points and shots.
And they don't have the main man with their kicking today. Jamie Soward out. Injured training yesterday, a back problem. Last tackle here for Young. He just places that one for the corner. Across goes right. Here are the chasers. Oh, they've bamboozled Brett Morris. He's left Cooper behind. Sensational run right.
Well, if it wasn't in the tip sheet that Matt Wright's got a left foot step, Brett Morris has just learned that he has. Because he's gone down into the corner anticipating or just jamming down there, and Matt Wright put a move on him.
Offload from Fafita called forward. Dragons will get a scrum feed 39 metres out from the Cronulla line.
Just watch the sidestep here from Matt Wright. Bang. Morris had no idea that was coming. Now, I would say in the tip sheet, it didn't show that there'd be a forward pass. And here he spin the tail on the donkey, he's spinning around and finally delivers the pass, and it's a forward.
Is that spin the tail on the donkey? I remember playing pin the tail. I know that spin the tail on the donkey. Was that exciting, was it?
He was spinning before he pinned the tail on the donkey.
You get blindfolded and you walk up and spin a tail round.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good party, your place.
We danced at our parties.
If they're staying there, we've got to...
Scrum 40 metres out from the line. And Dragons have it with Rain and Fiend across this time with Chase Stanley. His 4th game for the year in the top grade. Quick play the ball. Nightingale got them going down that right side. It's on the deck. It's scooped up, and they're going to say knocked on. We'll take a break. Sunday footy. Dragons up by 8.
Good afternoon. We have breaking news. 2 children hit by a car in Blakehurst have been rushed to hospital. Grant Hackett's estranged wife faces a police investigation into allegations of shoplifting. Dramatic rescue. An elderly man incredibly survives a fall down a ravine. And Liftoff will tell you how this daring adventure ended. Hope to see you at 6.
I used to love visiting my family up north every year, but now I just can't afford it.
I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
It's not the same as when you're working. You can't just ride it out. I've had to sell shares to keep the money coming in.
Future-proof your retirement. Invest part of your super in a Challenger annuity for safe, reliable retirement income.
Joe must be off with the fairies. He's paid loads more than he needed to for a single cab 4x2 because a Great Wall Ute is only $17,990 on road. And the diesel 4x4 is only $22,990 on road. And they're great.
However, history remembers me before I was a president. I shall always think of myself as a hunter.
Vampires have been in the New World for centuries. It falls to us, Abraham, to ensure this remains a nation of men and not monsters.
Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. In cinemas August 2. Experience it in 3D.
This is
Rugby League's great rivals go head-to-head.
These are my people, so this is my town.
Experience the passion and intensity live.
Let me see you raise up, the crowd lights up. Unbelievable. He scores.
Every play counts. Every minute matters. In Rivalry Round, be there for your team.
As a mountain boarder, I'm definitely a part of something unique. This sport has so much potential, and to reach it, I'm always finding new places to ride. I want mountain boarding to be recognised and show people what's possible. Sharing my first double backflip with the world drives me to new levels, but this is just the beginning.
What's one word 2 million Australians think of for insurance?
Allianz Insurance, that's right. How can I help?
Allianz. It's one word 2 million Australians think of for insurance. You'll be okay with Allianz.
Ashley & Martin is Australia's most trusted medical centre for hair loss. We're at the forefront of hair loss technology and can do what most can't. Guarantee results. Call today and enjoy the confidence tomorrow.
Busting Australia's used car racket.
Excuse me? Number of complaints.
He hasn't got the money. He's locked us out.
Our simultaneous raids, exposing one of Sydney's biggest dealers, taking your car and your cash. Plus the hottest names in women's fashion. Great prices before the stores open here. A Current Affair Monday.
Still at the halftime score of 12 points to 4. And this was Beau Scott. I mean, he never looks happy at the best of times. At Nightingale, yeah, he got a hand of that. Just. So Cronulla have possession. And Colin Best, who is against one of his former clubs. He comes up against a few through the course of a year, but the Dragons are one that he spent a couple of seasons at. And,
way too long.
Cooper hung around in the tackle there. And Cronulla get a penalty centre field, 30 out from their own line.
And that's a big turnaround after Andrew Fafita threw a forward pass. The Dragons an error in their set of 6. And then a penalty. And now the Sharks with a good opportunity 10 minutes into the second half.
And the centre field, they come and up they came on Ross. They saw him getting the ball and the head rocked as he's met front on by Dan Hunt. Now Morris and Pomeroy, loose ball fielded by Gibbs. Robson pointed Gibbs forward. Gibbs took that gap. It's the tackle again. It was vigorous. And Ross got straight to his feet. Now Tupou, he's offloaded. Here comes Carney. Offloads to Best, who's back slammed there by Stanley and Fiend. But Cronulla are building here. They're warming to the contest in their second half. Graham's got the ball. And he's a chance of offloading there. It takes 3 and 4 to get him down. 4 tackles up here for Cronulla. 10 metres out from the line. Graham's got a problem there around the sternum with the ball as Carney, and across it comes from Morris. There's Robson. Now Gibbs. He's got that try-scoring drought up to game 127 now. Morris to Robson. Last tackle. Robson's kick. He's got it within goal, and Brett Morris takes it dead. Another line drop out, Dragons.
Yeah, Brett Morris thought about letting this have one more bounce, but he just couldn't trust it. All these wingers and fullbacks, when the ball gets towards the dead ball line, they have visions of other games where someone's come through and pulled their pants down. He thought, well, I'll just grab it and I'll back our defence to hold them out again.
20 to go, boys. Guys. Stay behind.
Pryor just leaving play there behind the in-goal area. Very close to breaking the time limit here on this restart. Getting a little bit of a hurry up there from referee Devcic. Tricky one there for Carney. He's offloaded for Ben Ross.
You can tell Jamie Soward's out. No one else in the club can drop kick. Their line dropouts today have been abysmal.
Robson got it away for Bryce Gibbs. Another charge for Bryce. And he's top of that count today for Cronulla with 11. And Ben Ross has followed him up everywhere. Tackled there by Hunt.
It's brewing here, isn't it?
Absolutely it is, as Morris goes out left side, and this may well be the side they do it. And charging onto the ball again, he was injured a moment ago. Wade Graham, he's still injured. And he's forced it for his second try of the day. Add toughness to the all-round qualities of Wade Graham.
Yeah, he's leading by example, isn't he? We come all the way back to the Jeff Robson kick-in goal to get the restart. Then the front rowers got them into a good position. And then the set play, lovely flat pass to a rampaging Wade Graham, who in similar fashion to scoring his first try, had to have his wits about him in getting the football down. Spins around, takes on Jason Nightingale, and knew exactly where the ball had to go.
Yeah, you can just feel it. The Sharks, you know, the confidence of winning all these games and sitting up there in the top four. They're just grinding over the top of the Dragons. And it may be a case of a team that's forgotten how to win up against a team that's forgotten how to lose.
So Carney with this one. Just keep in mind, 90 minutes of football last Monday for Cronulla. Maybe right down the end of this game. It could hurt. He's successful with it. And in Sunday football on Channel 9, they're coming to get him. The Sharks trail by 2.
You're right. We're underwater, face to face with crocodiles in the wild. On 60 Minutes.
They kind of bite first, ask questions later.
They say it's for science, and you bet it's dangerous. 60 Minutes, tonight.
G'day. We asked the town of experts about our new Sweet Sesame Crunch chicken.
The outside was crunchy and the inside is fantastic. It's really sticky, so it's fun to eat.
It was juicy and succulent, it was good.
Try it for lunch in a 2-piece chicken combo for just $5.95.
At iSelect, we've helped lots of Australians find a better deal on their car insurance. So call us if you're looking for a new policy, or if you want to switch.
Decide right at iSelect, premier partner of the Gold Coast Titans.
With an adaptive front lighting system that helps you see around corners and a host of intelligent features, we've crafted our most remarkable Orion yet. Experience it now at your local Toyota dealer. All new Orion V6, luxury wherever you look.
To be successful within the Adidas Group, Melissa knew immediately she needed to become a CPA. To increase his opportunities and be promoted at Coca-Cola Amatil, Chris knew straight away what he had to do. But to get the advantage that only the CPA program can give you too must act as soon as possible, because CPA program enrolments close on July 23. So get the CPA advantage and enrol now.
98% of Ashley and Martin patients regrow more hair. A doctor diagnoses your condition and prescribes a specific medical treatment. It's not cosmetic, it's real science and real hair, your hair, so enjoy the confidence.
If our feet are healthy, we're healthy. So you'll feel good with Steel Blue work boots. Steel Blue's comfort technology cushions your feet and reduces stress to your entire body. The patented high-tech Tri-Sol absorbs more shock, protecting you from stress-related injuries and day-to-day fatigue. And Steel Blue's 100% comfort is guaranteed. Or you get your money back.
Steel Blue boots, 100% comfort for whatever game you're in.
Guess what? At iSelect, we've already helped hundreds of thousands of Australians find a better deal. And we can do the same for you. How good's that? What's up?
Decide right at iSelect, premier partner of the Gold Coast Titans.
Want to shuffle your way to the Big Brother house? Well, here's how. Video your best shuffle ever. Visit Big Brother on Facebook, like the page and upload your shuffling video. The best shuffle will win a family pass to the opening night of Big Brother on the Gold Coast. So visit Big Brother on Facebook to win.
14 minutes into the second half here. And another kick-off for Chase Stanley. We've now had 4 tries scored today for Cronulla, both to Wade Graham, who was in absolutely outstanding form. And Gibbs to play it. They're without Paul Gallen again today, but their record without Paul is still strong. But when you throw Jeremy Smith out as well, it needs players like Graham to step up, and that's exactly what he's done. Now Morris weaves his way at a dummy half for 10 metres. With 3 tackles, they're back as far as the 40. The Sharks, they've got a look about them. They're prepared to go the 80th minute to win this one. Nice weave here. Robson has found speed. The Sharks straight through the centre. In fact, Gordon with it. And Gordon will play it 15 metres away from the Dragons line. He's barely touched it today. Isaac Gordon, he popped up in the centre of the field there. Dragons on the rack in this set. Tackle number 5 with Morris. Do they dam it in goal? They do, and covered up. That may have been forced on the line by Chase Stanley. It was. And another line dropout, St George Illawarra.
And it all started with a lovely offload from Anthony Tupou. In fact, before that, a quick play the ball that allowed John Morris to find metres. There's the pass from the number 18, and he found the right man. He is quick, Isaac Gordon. Not an easy kick here. We've seen a couple of left-footers from Jeff Robson in recent weeks. And the grounding, as you called, Vossi, spot on.
Well, Jeff Robson would have been flattered with a run when I said Robson. Gordon can move a little quicker. But that's good. Good to see a player like Gordon taking advantage of players who can offload. Why not have your speed winger in the centre in support? In fact, right at the moment, he's gone to fullback, and Wright's gone out to this right wing, which is interesting. So Wright's had a pretty good game, but we've looked for a little X factor there. Isaac Gordon just provided it. Cronulla 20 metres away from the Dragons line. Carney has the ball, goes out the back to Robson. They haven't led in the match at any stage yet, Cronulla. That could change in just a moment. Wade Graham, Jack Carney right across the 10-metre line. Tackled by Cooper, offloaded there to Bakuya. Bakuya is rounded up, 7 away in the tackle of Josh Miller. Sharks with Robson out to Graham. He's looking for a hat-trick. He offloaded. They caught it forward to Tupou. He can scarcely believe it, Anthony Tupou. In fact, he's refusing to believe it.
Well, they held the pass up right to the last second. There's a little double pump there, and he holds it up again. That's forward. Yep. That's forward. He was really trying to bring the defence right up and allow Tupou's momentum and size to force his way through the line. We got another injury here.
Can you believe this? Chase Stanley now.
Todd Carney. They did well to deny Todd Carney his great strength of drifting across field. But what a pass back on the inside from number 6.
Well, this is a casualty ward break. Carney will go down. Graham's getting strapped. Chase Stanley's only just got to his feet.
/digital to get down.
Off again. What's going here?
The injury stakes here. It's 2 down for Cronulla. You don't have to stop the play for a bloke to get bandaged. They can easily call play back on.
Right, time back on again. Hang on, we don't have to pass. Wait, Cronulla, wait. Back rowers in. Lock in. Get in, Wade. Wade, Graham, get in the scrum. Wade, get in.
Well, here we go.
Put the ball in. It's out.
I think Wade Graham's got to get in the scrum.
They want him in the scrum.
Dragons have got the ball.
Yeah, but you've also advertised the injury to Wade Graham there. I mean, those sternum injuries can be very, very painful. So if you're the Dragons forwards, you've just got to start to run at him now and really challenge him on the advantage line there, because it's hard to tackle ball and all with that sternum injury.
Josh Miller, the man playing the ball for the Dragons, and there is Hornby, passes for Feen, they headed out Graham's way, and there is a brave young man. Tackle low down on Beau Scott, he's hurt again, look at that, Gus.
Yeah, you just got to keep going.
Here goes Hornby, almost offloaded, he had big Trent Merrin in support on the left. Almost as if he pulled the pass back. Now Feen drives the kick. Wright will go to the in-goal area, has to play it, looks up, there's Cooper, doesn't have a chance to step, but he dived, he got it as far as the goal line, and the goal line is in goal, so it's a line dropout.
Looks on the line.
Leave it there, but they've made their decision.
Lovely kick from Nathan Feen, and it was Bryce Gibbs who grabbed Ben Hornby the play before by the shorts. And Nathan Feen getting this kick just right. Matthew Wright, he went low, he did his best, and then Josh Miller is the man who denies him.
Same rule as what applied to Chase Stanley, the other end, but you grounded. That's a knock on from Hornby.
Oh!
He's got away with it, Ben. Well, you've got to come from Corrimal to get away with something like that, I think. Look,
it's a knock on.
Dragons have possession. I wasn't so convinced having watched the replay. Dragons 28 metres away from the line. Mirren has passed it along for Young, then Hornby. Then they skip out Cooper. Good hands from Morris. Morris has got away from one, got it to Nightingale now spinning. He's 5 metres from the line. Cooper juggles it and loses it over the sideline. But the sideline official makes the call. It's off the Dragons last. And Cronulla to have a scrum feed.
Now, I think the long ball from Hornby here was the wrong one. He either had to dummy and go himself, but he just dumped the problem off to his teammate there, who found himself going sideways. Nightingale found himself near the sideline, and no one's really passed the ball there to someone who could do something. Everyone who passed put his teammate under more pressure until they bundled in the touch. Friday night football, Sea Eagles versus the Bulldogs. Desi Hasler returns home to Brookvale. Premiership winner last year. This year with the form team in the competition, the Dogs, and the Titans versus the Broncos.
And both last up winners, Titans winning today over Canberra. They take the big crowd there at School Park. That's the 7:30 game for Queensland viewers on Friday night. A terrific doubleheader.
Does Des still live over on the north side, doesn't he?
He does.
We probably should follow him all week. See what his week's like around the hometown.
That can be your job, Gus. They have the ball with Gibbs. Just outside the 40, tackled there by Rain. And now Morris. Robson, he kicks and drives long. Vito has to run back. It kept bouncing away from him. Not much of a fan of the one-handed carry. Back he comes, Vito. Still out with the one hand. And gets back as far as the 20. Big, strong winger on the right-hand side for the Dragons. They've really warmed to him. Now Morris, and he's twisted in that tackle. And Pomeroy was the man who weighed in. And I think Morris has got injuries top and bottom there. He's feeling for the right ankle. 35 away from their own line, the Dragons. Hard to make a prediction confidently as to what will be the winning score here. Young, for all the attack, we still have only had the 4 tries. It's come out here to Stanley. Stanley has got through and offloaded. Now Bo Scott's got the ball. Gibbs is back there again for Cronulla. Where's he getting that energy from, Bryce Gibbs? Dragons 20 metres from the line. Across with Young. This is Hornby. Now Nightingale. Cooper's with it. Takes on Pomeroy. And if he looked to his left, he only had Ben Cray there. Morris is still back down inside the Dragons' half. Hornby's got a kick, which is beautifully fielded by Gordon.
Yeah, it's beautifully balanced, this game. We've got a great final quarter of it coming up. 2 points of difference, both teams playing some adventurous football, and this match's been tremendous. Bryce Gibbs. Another carry outside his own 20.
That's 16 hit-ups for the day for Gibbs. Next closest is 10 in this Sharks side. And as I say, followed on from a huge game last Monday night where he played 77 minutes in the 90-minute game against the Roosters. This is Carney. Chance to attack out the Pomeroy. Cooper came up. And Nightingale playing on the left wing. Morris is at fullback. But that's really only been for the set because Morris was coming back from being treated by the trainer. I'm not sure whether that's a permanent move here. Vito picks the ball up. And Vito goes for another run back, although Nightingale's now got cramp for the Dragons. And will stay it on the left wing. And here comes Brett Morris. A really good game in rivalry round, this one. Dragons and Sharks and Miller. He's a tough nut, Josh Miller. 5 metres inside their own half. St George Illawarra. Young onto Mirren. And Mirren's offloaded. He's having a good game. Rain to Hornby over the top. Cooper tries to size up Pomeroy. That battle continues.
I haven't seen a centre all year play well against Pomeroy, and I haven't seen too many centres ever play well against Matt Cooper, so I guess neither of them can possibly play well today. They're against each other, but they're out there.
Gus is sitting up. Gordon goes across and has to take it over the sideline.
Knock on Sharks.
It's lucky he's got a bit of speed. He needed it to get there, Isaac Gordon.
And a scrum feed for the Dragons. He's ruled here that Gordon has knocked this on.
Oh, no.
Nice little kick deep into the corner and a good chase. Puts pressure on Gordon to play at it, and there's the knock on. Picked up by the linesman, and the Dragons will get another feed. Yeah, the battle between Pomeroy and Gordon and Cooper, they're both real spoiling, aggressive, big men, and they make life difficult for their opposition centre. I rarely see centres play well against either of them, so when they come up against each other, they just give it to each other, and neither of them gives an inch, and they've been at it all day.
Everyone buying around each other.
No stage of Cronulla led this game. Dragons led by 8 at half-time. That runaway 4-pointer to Brett Morris right on the stroke of half-time. Big in the context of this game. Hornby passes for Nightingale. He's offloaded to Morris. He takes them on and he's over in the corner. He's come down short of the hello. He's given a little fist pump. This is a photo finish.
I think he's done a really good job here, Isaac Gordon. He might be playing at fullback, but he's operating on the right wing from the scrum win, and he puts his body on the line against a much bigger man. Set play, Ben Hornby coming across, second man in behind Matt Cooper. Jason Nightingale, it's 2-on-2 here, and Morris gets on his outside, and Isaac Gordon goes bang. We'll get a better view of it. No try.
He got his knee on the ground.
And that was tackle one.
Wow, what a great put down, all the same. I mean, he somehow got it down, but the leg was on the sideline, and Isaac Gordon has saved the day at both sides of the field. A break in Sunday football. Still, Dragons noses in front.
Next in 9 News, emergency in southern Sydney. 2 children and their mum have been hit by a car and rushed to hospital. The estranged wife of a high-profile athlete faces shoplifting claims. Our exclusive look inside the new facility replacing Grafton Jail. And Justin Bieber sends teens into a frenzy. All of that right after the league.
It's amazing how many car parts other insurers may consider extras and don't automatically cover. Your metallic paint, air conditioning, or even your floor mats may not be covered. We've discovered so many parts that aren't automatically covered, we created a car using them. If you don't have NRMA comprehensive car insurance, parts of your car may not be automatically covered. Visit us or call 132 132 to switch today.
NRMA Insurance. Experience the difference.
Billy's got egg on his face because he paid around 40 grand for a diesel 4-wheel drive, when the Great Wall 4-wheel drive is just $26,990 on road, and the automatic's only 2 grand more. They're packed with features and they're great. Silly Billy.
To treat my hair loss, I'm trusting medical science. That's why I call the doctors at Ashley & Martin. They're specialists in hair loss, and it's a proven medical treatment. So call today and enjoy the confidence tomorrow.
We wanted to know if our new Sweet Sesame Crunch chicken was just as good as we think it is. So to be really sure, we thought we'd ask the town of experts. So we've come to Kentucky, New South Wales. G'day. You want some chicken? Freshly prepared, crispy chicken with a sweet Asian-style glaze and roasted sesame seeds.
Yeah, lovely and crunchy.
Yeah, just a different flavour.
You know, you keep licking your fingers and it tastes fantastic.
We should have a KFC right there.
Try it for just $2.
Phil hasn't got much between the ears because he paid over 35 grand for a new 4x2 dual cab when the Great Wall Ute is just $22,990 on road and the diesel's only 2 grand more. They're loaded with features and they're great.
Turn left. Babe, not again.
UltraTune always encourages safe driving, but if you do find yourself in hot water, every UltraTune service automatically comes with 12-month roadside assist. Now that's peace of mind.
A voice has the power to move you, to tell a story, to change lives. Tonight, 6:30.
They're singing for themselves, they're singing for you, and they're singing for our kids in need.
Australia's favourite voices are coming together. reuniting for some truly incredible performances.
What a start!
This is our chance to give something back.
Voice after voice after voice. Reaching out, a special event tonight, 6:30 on 9. Sunday football brought to you by Great Wall, the Great Ute of China. KFC's Sweet Sesame Crunch Chicken, finger licking good. NRL Insurance, experience the difference. Ultratune, the fixed price car servicing specialists. iSelect, get health insurance the easy way. Ashley and Martin, recommended by 10 out of 10 doctors. And Challenger, future-proof your retirement with a Challenger annuity.
Big crowd in watching this one at Wynn Stadium. Sunday afternoon, round 19. And extra tight at 12:10. Final 15 minutes. Sharks able to hang on in that previous play with Isaac Gordon coming up with a tackle on Brett Morris. Absolute try saver. Sharks looking to maintain their place inside the top four. And on the heels of the competition leaders, Melbourne and the Bulldogs. This kick almost over the head of Nightingale, off balance, great take. Nightingale steadies himself to run back upfield and dummies to Morris. And gets back to within 15 of halfway. And Morris will take off out of dummy half. I mentioned in the first half, he got a hat-trick against Cronulla here in 2010. He won 38-0 that day. Not since 1989 has Cronulla won a game here. As Fiend passes out wide, Scott not able to stride free of the defence over there of Jeff Robson, who straight away clutched at his right shoulder. Stanley comes to centre field. He's had a few knocks today, but has kept on having a crack. His brother injured in the first half. Young to Hornby. Hornby offloads to Cray, and offload. Cooper put it down. Play on the call for Nightingale. Then back to Hornby. I thought the Dragons had almost conceded there. Merrin explodes onto a pass from Hornby and has scored. Now will they go back to the video referee? Yes, they will.
We're just going to check what happens over the
referee
ground here.
had said play on. Merrin, though, has had possibly one of his finest moments.
We're checking, mate. We're checking it.
Well, he can't believe it. He is a good young player, this man. Normally it's somebody running off one of his offloads, creating a problem. Well, he has exploded onto this one, but we come back to the left side raid where the pass didn't find the mark. Dean Young, first receiver, onto Hornby, who goes to Cray, who goes through the line to Matt Cooper, who knocks on.
Well, it certainly hits his hand.
And where it hits the hand and where it finishes.
Does that go back or does it go forward? I mean, if the Ben Hornby one down here on halfway wasn't a knock-on, then neither is that. I think having allowed play to go on, it's ridiculous to go back to that. They had to make a call. So
well, we've gone to the put down, so it all looks good to the home side.
The video referee is Paul Simpkins, and he says try. And you know, look, if they can't rule on a forward pass, I don't know how Simpkins could rule on a knock-on in that instance.
No, and I'm comfortable with that because that wasn't definitive as well. There's Ben Cray to Matt Cooper. Ruled to have gone back. It's play on, and what a run here from Cherry Merrin. He points to the hole. He tells the ball carrier, Ben Hornby, where he wants to get it. And he was spot on. Great line run.
There goes the ball, goes off his hand. Yeah, I think that's back. I think it's back. That's fair enough. And I think having ruled on it, then it's pretty rude to go back and have a look at that once they've played on and then the try is scored. I mean, if Merrin gets tackled with it, we don't go back and look at it. Just the fact that it's a try shouldn't change it for mine, but I'm old-fashioned.
I thought it was Chris Hyington at the end there.
Yeah. Well,
where did they get these from?
A great story about Trent. As a 14-year-old, he weighs over 110 kilos. And his dad used to make him run with a garbage bag on him to and from training. About a 7K round trip on the kid.
And look, he's had some disappointment too. He's been, well, they get dropped from the Origin squad for 2 deciders in a row. And that'd be difficult, but his club form since then has been superb. And that was a great line run, outside in, as Stanley looks to take it outside the converted try, and does.
Yeah, good goal. Yep. Mark Merrin, the dad of Trent, would be a proud man watching that. Brad Fittler sideline.
Yeah, wonderful goal by Chase Stanley. There's the man, Trent Merrin, up scoring the try. They've done a great job, St George's second half, to stay down this end of the field. Whether that's a knock on or not, who cares? Play on. The Dragons play to the whistle. Nightingale finds Hornby, and here comes a big man, the 14-year-old, 110 kilo, with a great right foot step. And you could say, with 10 minutes to go, that was a pretty handy try.
Well, you just have said it, Freddie, and you're exactly right. 8 points the margin, same as it was at half-time. Still 12 to go. There are still points in this Sharks side, no question of that, if they get the opportunity.
Well, it's been a strange game because from the time I left home, I didn't expect the Dragons to win this today. And even during the course of the contest, and they've led by 8 points twice, I haven't really expected them to hold on and win. I just thought the Sharks were going the better. But here they find themselves, very spirited effort. And they keep finding a way to keep their nose in front.
So Dragons with Dunya. Started off the bench today, back up to halfway for St George Illawarra. Last tackle it is. They've negotiated a very important set for them after that try to Trent Merrin. And the kick trapped on the boot of Gordon. And he's got it. But the set starts just outside their own 10-metre zone. 6:30 tonight. The gang from The Voice will reunite for the concert Reaching Out. Caruth, Sarah, Darren, Rachel, that's all from 6:30 at 9 tonight. And the Sharks with the ball in what has been a keenly contested rivalry round game here.
Still plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Well, you highlighted what happened in Canberra earlier today. There were 4 tries from this point.
Well, you know, it's funny when you've got the Sharks who are getting very used to winning, and the Dragons that have been struggling. If the Sharks could score a try and get themselves within striking distance, the grandstand finish starts to play on their minds.
And Cronulla are set, even though they're down by 8. They've carried it down and then found the line.
No, that's right. I just don't know whether the Sharks can score twice in 10 minutes. I understand the Dragons have had a tough season, a tough couple of months. They've only won 2 of their last 8 games, but there's so much riding on this result for them.
Step back a little bit. Yeah, step back a little bit.
Lovely moment with Cronulla. They're told to stay bound. Dean Young came through and patted the rump of 2 or 3 of the Sharks players as if to stand up, boys, you can come up. They stayed down, though.
It's a ridiculous rule. It's an embarrassing rule that they should have to stay there bound like that. I reckon the last 10 minutes of the game, and every time the ball goes out of play, it should be time off. Takes it out of the referee's hands, and you don't all need all this ridiculous binding in scrums and staying down. And it's absurd.
I'm with you. And Vito with the ball. Tupou and De Goey's getting ready. Changes 8 and 9 for Cronulla. Morris again stressed the point. Cronulla coming off a 90-minute draw last Monday. And Merrin now has it. And Merrin's offloaded. He's having a stormer, Trent Merrin. And then tripping over was Morris.
But that's a good positive. It just shows that they're not going to tuck the ball under the arm and try and protect the 8 points. They've got to keep the Sharks working over in defence to take a little bit of juice out of their potential attack. Sharks, top 14. Let's see what they've got, if they can come up with 2 in the last 8 minutes.
That was a really good chase there from the Dragons too. An early kick, third tackle from the Dragons as Todd Carney cut out to Matt Wright out on the wing. He's taken almost stripped of the ball one-on-one by Brett Morris.
Yeah, absolutely. Morris had a good go at it. This is Bakuya. Remembering just a few weeks back there, Cronulla came from the clouds to beat the Warriors. Jeff Robson scored a try to win it for them. They've got a bit of that Houdini form this year in the book. Now the boys on to Carney. Carney doesn't think it's over. There's Pomeroy, passes to Wright, shows us a right foot step. And then offloads as well to De Goey's. Then on to Carney. Beautiful leg to Sharkies. Carney floats it out there to Graham. Graham tries to stand up feed. He's offloaded to Best. And Best is put down by Stanley and Vito. And then lost the ball, penalty.
Wow, last tackle, penalty.
Well, here's your grandstand finish. Here's your grandstand finish right here. Biggest set of 6 of the game coming up. Well, I don't think you should be rewarded with a penalty when you hold the ball like that. Anyway, here we go.
And Fafita takes the run. We'll talk about that one later because the Sharks with a massive set. Just over 7 minutes remaining. Sun setting at Wynn Stadium, but not on the Sharks just yet. As Green runs to within 5 of the line, tackled by Hunt and Merrin. Cronulla will go back left side to Goy's a dummy, finds a runner, there's Graham. He searches for try 3, not quite. Rain hangs on in a tackle with Hunt. Now to Goys, Carney to Robson. Robson decides to kick, it's there for Makuya. Morris covers up. St George Illawarra have possession.
Brilliant.
And they all go up for Brett Morris as he makes it back.
Brilliant. What a play by Brett Morris. What an outstanding play by Brett Morris. And here come the Dragons.
Hornby running through. He suddenly rediscovered young legs at St George Illawarra. Get a penalty for the leg pull.
That should get them home. Put that down to Brett Morris. The crowd goes up, 18,292 at Wollongong here today. No one's left the ground, and Brett Morris going backwards into his in goal, straightens up, right foot step, surges back into the field of play. And off the back of that, his captain was able to surge downfield, and he wins the penalty for the leg pull.
Well,
and the Dragons just might get home here today.
Wasn't a leg pull. You can come up with your own name for it from the replay. From Bakuya. Bakuya was the man who almost got to it in front of Morris. And then he's the man penalised. And St George Illawarra with the fans getting right behind their team now.
It's got very dark here. I mean, the sun's gone down. There's no lights out. It's a lot darker than it is on your screen there. We had some power problems earlier in the day, so let's hope we don't go to Golden Point because we might be finishing.
Craig's put it down. Chance for Wright to run away, and Morris this time as defender makes the tackle as Wright was looking for the top gear. Cronulla not about to say goodnight on this game just yet. Carney tackled there by Fiend. And we hit 5 minutes to go, and the Sharks get another penalty. And here they go, the Ink Twins.
Let him go. Let him go. Bo, we don't need you here.
Sharks don't want the delay. They need play to continue as quick as possible.
Exactly.
Which is why the Dragons are just playing on a little bit there. I thought that Carney touched that ball coming through with an intercept. But they've found touch. They've got to score in this set of 6.
That replay definitely showed Todd Carney knocked on.
Fafita takes the first run. He's tackled 25 metres from the line. So that's tackle 1. 18-10 the score to the Dragons. 4.5 minutes remain. Dragons playing for their top 8. Hopes to continue. And now Graham, who's still been magnificent. He could get man of the match in a losing side. He's been great today. De Goys, Robson offloads to Green. Green's 8 metres from the line. Fiend there with Hunt and Pryor in defence for the Dragons. 3 tackles down. 4 minutes to go. De Goys out a dummy half. Carney with a chance on the left. Robson passes inside. But the defence was waiting. It was Boscott.
That's great defence.
The angry man tackles Gordon. He read it well. De Goys to Carney. Carney to Green. Green just steadies for 1. Young wraps his hands around the ball. And Hunt there as well. Last tackle. With 3.5 minutes to go. Cronulla still a big chance as Robson gets it. Goes to Graham. Holds it up. Defence was there. It's loose. Graham keeps it alive. Robson 10 metres out. Kick to the in goal. Nightingale's there for the Dragons. And Nightingale gets back to the field of play.
Oh, wonderful game. What a wonderful game. Not high scoring, not a lot of tries, some great defence, but it's been exciting because the ball movement's been tremendous from both sides.
And another weaving run from Brett Morris.
Yeah, Coach Price knew what he was doing with the swap. Been outstanding back on his wing as Brett Morris and Jason Nightingale. Been excellent at fullback. The forwards have been superb tonight. Dean Young came off the bench. That's out on the full.
Off the side of the bird. Oh, he almost got it down. I think 500 Dragons fans were blowing the ball back in the field of play.
No. Yeah. It's going to be a scrum.
And it was before the last, so it has to be a
doctor
scrum 5 metres inside the Dragons' half.
The doctor's coming on, boys. The doctor's coming on.
Is he coming on? Or?
We've got Fiend down. Is it way back on the 10-metre line? As Young put it out on the full.
As soon as we could, we stopped it.
And Fiend will go off the field. Down in the southeastern corner.
Guys, it's a scrum now from the fourth tackle. Second, I was behind.
And DeBellin runs on for St George Illawarra.
Yeah, he's off. He's off.
There is still time for Cronulla if they score in this set. Don't worry about the front rowers not getting down for that scrum. We'll just continue. Tupou offloads. Gordon's got the ball. Chased across field there by Scott. And they're 41 metres away from the line. Oh, terrible ball. What about the hands there of Robson? That's a save. Second tackle, 2.5 to go. Cronulla with Green. On it comes. And wrestling free there was Fafita. On one of those big charges across field. That's been touched by a Dragon. Play on for Tupou. Tackle count restarts. He's offloaded to Graham. They're having a red-hot go, Cronulla. With 2 minutes remaining. At 18 points to 10. Their only tries have come from the lock forward, Graham. Carney offloaded to Bakuya. And he can't offload in the tackle of Matt Cooper. Last chance for the Sharks as Carney's got it. Carney is thrown down by Cooper. 4 minutes from the line. 80 seconds remain as it comes to Robson. They're going to use the full width of the field here. Gordon in 2 minds. Now he offloads. Tupou skips back infield with a dummy. Tupou, like touch football play, throws it over the top, and Carney is annihilated. And the Cooper tackle, he's almost wiped the tattoos off him with it.
That's a good word, annihilated. It's been a good local derby, this one. And still, the Dragons are offloading. Came here with a positive attitude, and they're finishing the game in the same fashion.
1 minute to go, and look at that tackle. Cooper on Carney. Now DeBellin with it for the Dragons. As we get to the final minute, the great rivals, the Dragons and the Sharks. And the Dragons about to post a vital win in their season. They've only won 2 of their last 8 matches going into today. And this win will get them back to within 2 of the Tigers in 8th position. Hornby, his last kick of the day it should be, has got it all the way down to the goal line. Oh, and Gordon has made an absolute meal of it.
Well, there it is.
Drops off his plate.
There it is. And Trent Merrin is our KFC. So good, man of the match. Scored a vital try in the second half. But a wonderful game of football. All I can do is stand and applaud all the players who took part today. Thank you, gentlemen. Wonderful entertainment.
And they won't pack the final scrum of the day, and the Dragons faithful go up. But the Cronulla fans know they've still got a very good side to follow for the close of this season. Dragons 3 tries to 2. They defeat Cronulla in rivalry round in the Telstra Premiership. 18 points to 10. Stand by for 9 News.
Tonight, 2 young children and their mother rushed to hospital after being struck by a car. The estranged wife of Grant Hackett investigated over allegations of shoplifting. A shattered Sally Pearson falls behind in the lead-up to the Olympics.